Just too many pitches in the middle of the plate. I think they had some good swings on him. I think like early on, the first run that comes in on Charlie Blackmon's little blooper down the left field line, and then after that, LeMahieu had a good swing to the right side. I just think after that it was like middle of the plate a little bit more frequently, and it's a tough place to pitch. He's pitched here a lot, and it's a tough lineup to face, and we made a lot of mistakes. It wasn't just him.
What was working so well for Anderson?
He was cutting it in well, probably more so than he did last time we saw him last year. The changeup has always been kind of his second pitch. Recently, he started to throw the cutter more, and he was cutting it in on righties very well. He threw the ball well. Part of us right now is we haven't had good at-bats off anybody, so I think it's about 4 or 5 days in a row where that's kind of been the consistent theme. So you can tip your cap to the other guys, or you can just look at yourself in the mirror and say, we got to get better.
What do you think it was more of?
I give him credit. He threw the ball well, but we haven't made it tough on anybody here recently, and I think that's us. That's not somebody else.
How's Myers?
I think he's probably fine. We'll see if he's ready to go tomorrow or not. Just kind of given the score and the context, there wasn't a reason to keep pushing him.
You comfortable with the ejection? There's no warning?
They're trying to navigate a dicey situation right there. I understand their frustration. It's pretty easy to understand. You give up a big home run and you hit a guy 2 pitches later. That's kind of universally understood as a time when guys throw at people. We weren't throwing at anybody at that point in time. Miguel Diaz isn't trying to do that. He's a young kid on the mound, struggles with command from time to time. Then we look back at the Charlie Blackmon pitch and say he wasn't trying to throw that pitch right there either. The Amarista pitch, he wasn't trying to throw that pitch right there either. He gave up the hit on. So I think you look at a lot of pitches and say he's not throwing the ball where he wants to throw the ball. That's a byproduct of having a 6 or 7 ERA. Now they're trying to make a determination on whether or not we're throwing at somebody on purpose. Wasn't on purpose, but I can understand the conclusion they made. And after what's happened across the board in baseball this year, if they're going to be over-aggressive on that kind of decision in that kind of game, it's probably all right.
Was the intent there just trying to establish the inside part of the plate?
Yeah, I think we went out there to the mound to just point out what his strengths are. Sent Darren Balsley out. He's got a very good fastball that can win in the top of the zone, and he went to 2 hitters in a row, threw fastballs by him, and then tried to spin him in the middle of the zone. That's a young catcher and a young pitcher on the mound. And those 3 runs, they didn't need to come in. Charlie Blackmon needs to hit Miguel Diaz's best stuff, not his second best stuff, not his, honestly, like the worst pitch to throw him in that situation. That's bad on our part. And so we went out there to correct that and to get him back aggressive with the fastball. I'm sure he's feeling the emotion of the moment. He's trying to rip off his fastball aggressively, and one got away.
Where on Myers' leg did that foul ball hit him?
Kind of like the head of the quad, right above the knee. Kind of a weird place to take a foul ball. It's just kind of tightened up muscle-wise.
Yeah. With this last 4 games, 5 games, without Perella, now without Myers for part of this game, what can these guys do to get something going in offense?
You got to fight. I think it's just every single at-bat needs to be a grind, needs to be a fight. It hasn't been that way for a little bit. It's not just us. Every team in baseball has lulls offensively, and a lot of times that correspond with losing key members of your offense. So you want to see guys put together tough at-bats. You want to see guys compete and recognize this for what it is. It's an opportunity to establish yourself for the future in a Padres uniform. So you don't want to just let these games slide by. You want to go out there and take advantage of them. You want to go out there to win a baseball game. We haven't done that well the last 4 or 5 games.